This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, and welcome to this week's edition of the Pitstop, where we, the loyal sim racers of the world, we are here to talk about the sim racing news and everything that's going on in the world of sim racing, also including, really it's come down to some of the Simpit community events and the series that we run and all that good stuff as well. So it is a great week in sim racing because we have a couple of big things to talk about and then not a lot of news. So it shouldn't be a terribly long show, but there are a few topics that are worthy of attention. So if you haven't caught them, if you don't know what's going on this week or some of the big news, you're definitely going to want to tune in and hear. So thank you for being here. Happy Friday. I hope you are all having a great week and that today is leading into a great weekend for you as well. I'm trying to sort out my chat here, and it looks like my live stream chat thing is not working. So I'm going to go to my backup chat here. Anyway, good morning to everybody. Hey, Brian, Rick, Amir, Alesh, Finney, Sonic, PS4, Mark, I see you all. Anyway, good morning to you all. What's going on in sim racing? And if you look at our thumbnail, that is the shape of an IndyCar painted up in Simpit colors. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But if you don't know, if you haven't heard, Fanatic is on fire. And I mean in the good way. Fanatic is on a roll. They're on a terror. They are, you know, in some ways you'd be like they're taking over the world, and in other ways you just got to give these guys tremendous credit for what they're doing. They are creating not only an ecosystem, which is awesome, but they are creating a wide variety of points, entry level all the way up to the penthouse, basement to the penthouse. So this week they announced the revolution continues. The new CSL pedals. So I just want to read you this one line here because mission accomplished by Fanatic. Therefore, the mission was to create the ultimate sub €200 load cell pedals with the same durability and precision as pedals which are in a completely different price region. They are announcing a starting point of $79.95. Now, that's not the load cell version. That would be the two-pedal non-load cell. But it sounds like by the time you upgrade these to 3 pedals and a load cell, you're still sub €200 for what looks like a really nice pedal set for the money. It's an upgradable type of thing also, meaning you could start off with the $79 ones, and it might cost you a little bit more in the end, but you could then upgrade to the load cell or add a third pedal. So that's really, really awesome. A lot of features for a low-end pedal set. And when you combine this with the next topic, which we talked about last week, the CSL DD wheelbase, a very affordable direct drive wheelbase, when you consider this pedal and that wheelbase being available, I got to tell you, Thrustmaster, take note. Thrustmaster, you are very behind the times, and you need to it's going to take more than a fancy wheel rim to cure the difference between you and what's going on at Fanatic right now. And then on top of that, I'm going to say one more thing. Logitech. It's just not cutting it anymore. Logitech, you are just not putting products out at a level for hardcore sim racing. Granted, you could still, sell that wheel, and it's a fine wheel. I am not trying to knock the Logitech G wheel, but it's so dated, and the upgrades they've made in the last few series have done nothing to really modernize or keep it current with sim racing. Let's face it. So I'm applauding Fanatic fully on really paying attention. When they went to that podium and all their club sport stuff, I think maybe some people thought, oh, are they going to leave the bottom end, the starting out people, the financially challenged people behind? And the reality is no. Look, they're really focusing on every level, and I do applaud it. And it's genius. It's genius in that if you can get somebody in and make their stuff upgradable, it makes them a lot more likely to stay within brand. So good job. Anyway, the other story of the week, and this one is a little bittersweet for me. So the CSL DD, there are 3 units that are available for review, and so they're having the whole world vote on it. Well, unfortunately, and I don't know what experience you guys had, by the time I heard about this and went to vote, it said that my password needed to be reset, and when I went to reset it, it wouldn't reset my password. And I have 3 friends who had the exact same experience. So unfortunately, I think we were getting our butt kicked in the voting anyway, but it didn't help by the fact that many of our Simpit fans weren't even able to vote, and to this day, I still can't vote. But 3 units will be going out to reviewers. It'll be the biggest reviewers. I'm not sure, you know, who's getting them just yet, but and then in a short amount of time, they say they are getting them out to basically everybody. So you will eventually see a CSL DD on our show. It's just a matter of when and yeah, when. My big question, I don't think that this is a great wheel. I think this is going to be a great wheel. Like I said when they first announced it, I think it's going to be a game-changing wheel. The question mark, or the Mason-Dixon line, will be at what level of sim racing is it the go-to wheel for. I think for some people, it still isn't going to supply that need. You know, a lot of the hardcore guys who are stepping up to, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40 Newton meters, obviously this wheel is a lightweight. But when you look at like the things that we've always talked about direct drive wheels, it wasn't always just the horsepower. It was the smoothness. It was the stiffness or rigidity or lack of flex. It was the lack of moving internal parts that kept it from breaking. So all of the features, a lot of the main features that make direct drive wheels so fantastic are in this base, minus the monster horsepower. So yeah, anyway, it is a good looking wheelbase. I'm upset that we probably won't make that first round of 3. I think it's a little disservice, but that's, you know, hey, they did it in the democratic way, right? They took votes. It's just, unfortunately, our ballot boxes weren't there. Anyway, so we'll get one eventually. Don't worry about it. We'll get one here. So other big news going on in sim racing right now, Dirt on the 11th, so 3 days ago, Dirt announcing that there was a free Dirt 5 update. The free Red Bull Revolution update is available right now to all players on the Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, including cross-platform matchmaking, ghosts, and new liveries. Oh my. You know, cross-platform, is this one of those things that we beg for, and then when it finally gets to us, we're all going to cringe and hate that it happened? You know, you think about it, and it's like, oh, wow, so we joke. You know, we played Wreckfest last weekend, and some of us were on wheels, and some of us were on controllers, and it's like, it kind of doesn't matter, and you can argue whether there's even an advantage to one over the other. But, wow, just imagine eventually you're going to just get your butt stomped by a 12-year-old on a controller, and he's going to be talking smack on the microphone, telling you how bad you suck. And meanwhile, he's going to be playing on an Xbox on his TV in his living room, and you're going to be in your elaborate sim rig. Maybe that won't happen in the era of Dirt 5, but it's going to happen, no doubt about it. Dave Blair. I think people are very quick to buy everything new, regardless. I mean, you look like the whole cell phone market. If people waited for the reviews on the new phones, I'm not sure they go running to the store waiting in lines to buy them, but it's this frenzied mentality that we have nowadays. Just everyone's in a frenzy. Gotta be first. I gotta have the new thing or I will lose my mind. Anyway, I think that's it from Dirt. What else? Let's look at some iRacing. First things first, I'm going to bounce stories around a little bit. Number one, this weekend is the official iRacing Indy 500 on fixed setups, utilizing the IndyCar, obviously, the Dallara IR18 fixed setup. I know a good group of Simpit racers, too many for me to even name. We have a good crew who are going to go make a run at the Indy 500. I will not be able to do it. I have a bunch of things on my calendar right now that are really screwing up my sim racing world. But that is the paint job that I know Amir and a few other of the Simpit guys are going to be running. Nice looking paint. Represent. Thank you guys. Thank you for representing the Simpit. I always appreciate it. So the Indy 500 is this weekend. Fixed setups. You know, if you think about fixed setup, anyone can run anyone can win on a fixed setup. Anyone. It's just a matter of putting in the time, putting in the effort, understanding the nuances of especially Indy 500 and the IndyCar and aero understeer and things like that. I appreciate that, Sonic. Everyone, yes, I mean, I appreciate that, you guys. I really appreciate the sentiment on no review, no buy. Best thing you could ever do for our show is directly email anybody and let them know your thoughts. Do it in a very... Remember when we had that one copyright issue and Billy was telling you how to go properly write a letter to the right people using the right wording to make it effective instead of just pissing and moaning or whining? Norman, yes, Norman, and that's, to be fair, so Norman mentions, cross-platform would be awesome. It's not just people in Bermuda who can't afford it. It's people all over the world who maybe, not just the PC. I have a friend right now who's trying to get into sim racing, and the question of a computer to sim race on came up, and I'm like, right now is so difficult because the prices are through the roof, and the inventory is so low that you end up overpaying for what you don't want. But even if you had the budget for a computer, the video card, like, you can't even get a mediocre video card for like, hey, 604, yes we did. But you can't even get a video card for like under $1,000 right now. So even sim racing, which is truly like soccer, is available to everybody, right? All you need is some space and a ball. A couple of shirts on the ground can represent a goal for many people. One of the beauties of sim racing is that it's been just so accessible to the masses. And when you take that away, when you give it a $4,000 starting point for a computer, and that gets back to what we were talking about, Fanatic. I mean, but at least now we're at the dawn of a new era where, so you're looking at $350 for a base. You're looking at $200 for pedals, so we're at $550, and you need a wheel rim. The McLaren rim with the plastic clamp is going to set you back to $300 if you want to call it right. So now that is certainly not compatible with an entry-level kit at $350 or $400. But you were talking about if you came into sim racing with influence of friends who knew better, they might steer you to go spend $700 knowing that it will take you from the day that you begin all the way till the day that you're winning races in sim racing. But right now sim racing is still really inaccessible to the masses, unfortunately, because of the computer, and that does get back to cross-platforming, making it more accessible to the masses in general. All right, next biggest news coming out of iRacing right now is that they have announced there will be 4. I'm actually kind of excited about this. I just don't have the time to be building setups. I just don't. I wish I did. I wish I could just be racer guy and be like, hey, this is my series, I run it, I don't have any other distractions. Boom. But I don't. So they're announcing 4 new fixed series to debut for 2021 Season 3. The F3 Championship, fixed setups. The Formula V, we talked about the new Formula V. I think that's going to be a very popular season series, especially for the first season. Fixed. LMP2 Prototype Challenge fixed, and the Outlaw NOS Energy Sprint Cars fixed setup as well. So 4 new championships that you can compete on without having to be an aerospace engineer by trade to be competitive. That's great news for a lot of people. I know a lot of fans of fixed setup. All right, a little bit more with iRacing, and then we'll move along. The BMW Sim GT Cup 2021 Season 1 wraps up Sunday at Nürburgring. Usually I tell you after the race who wins. In this case, I'm telling you because we are talking about the end of the season. So tune in for that on Sunday if you want to watch the best of the best in that group. Let's see, what else? We covered that. Martell and Hearth score IRX All-Star Invitational victories at Sonoma and Atlanta. So that was Connor Martell over Henrik Krogstad, with Scott Speed finishing in 3rd. In the second race, it was Johan Hearth over Joni Olakainen and John Robertson finishing in 3rd. So there you go. What else? Morad and Ang lock up the IMSA iRacing Pro Series presented by Simcraft titles at Road Atlanta. All right, I'm kind of getting sensing that end of season vibe in the iRacing world. Are you? Anyway, Scott Andrews over Daniel Morad with Scott Huffaker in third at that event. Oh, no. Yeah, that was Road Atlanta result there. What else? I think that's it. No, also a new dirt road ladder coming to iRacing for 2021 Season 3. They're overhauling the whole thing. iRacing dirt users will have expanded path through public events and opportunity to earn Class A licenses for the first time, beginning with 2021 Season 3. You know, when you look at other series that have the proper ladder system and licensing, what you do find is it gets a lot smaller at the top, and in some cases it certainly leads to more competitive racing. In some cases it can lead to cleaner racing, but not always, because sometimes super competitive also means super violent. But anyway, we are going to have some off-road ladders, and that's a great thing. I have a friend who's waiting to get into the trucks, and I keep telling him, hey, hold up. They don't have enough yet. Just keep waiting. Just wait a little longer before you spend. He doesn't have a lot of money to spend on content. And it's like, no, there's just not quite enough. But it's coming. It's coming, I hope. And if you didn't know, and then we'll bring iRacing to a close, if you didn't know, they are still running that one-year promotion for $20, 22 cents, because of the next-gen NASCARs. So sign up with promo code PR2022 NEXTGEN to get that price of 1 year for 2022. All right, R Factor, not a lot out of their operation this week, but they have talked about the released Liger. Do I need to disclaim that or just say both? Did I get it right on one of those? Liger or Liger? Nah, it's not Liger. It's got to be Liger. Is it Liger? Liger. Liger JSP217. Notice a similarity in that titling? I think we've seen this car elsewhere. The version 1.17 update. So that has been released from the guys at R Factor. Gorgeous looking car. We already talked about that. We'll bring our disclaimer down. Hit the disclaimer. I said them both too many times. I don't know which one was first. Liger. Is that right, Jason Gata? Liger sounds like a new age way of saying, like, I'm going to take it casual today. You know, what are you up to? I don't know. Just kind of Liger. Just going to kind of Liger all day. Rudes! Half-Light. Yeah, Liger. Thank you, Devin. Simpit is actually Devin typing in the chat. Dirt 5, another thing going on out of their camp. They are doing a support mental health awareness week, May 10th through 16th. So we're in the middle of it, and you know, with everything that has gone on, I think back on the last 18 months and the pit stop shows that we've done for the most part, and I feel like we've had a lot of different things hit us on that emotional level, mental level, as you know, and I don't want to name any in particulars right now, keep things real positive, but if there is ever a great thing to support, it's mental health awareness, and it is Mental Health Awareness Week. I think I've probably in that 18 months told you all 3, 4, 5 different times. If you have a friend, maybe it's in your community, maybe it's your racing team, maybe it's at work, maybe it's someone in your family or friends. If there's anyone in your life who you just kind of think, man, he just hasn't seemed quite right lately. You know, just a little off. I've known him a long time. He's just not acting like himself. Do yourself a favor and reach out to them. Do them a huge favor and reach out to them. But, you know, many streamers, many people in our community suffer from various different mental illnesses. Again, everything from very small all the way up to some real serious ones. So again, I plead with you. I beg with you. Do it for me. Do it for you. Do it for your friends. But mostly for you. You'll feel great. Reach out to your friends, especially if you think anyone's off. I know we're getting to the end of all this and things are starting to get back to normal, but the PSTD of it all is still going to linger. So again, if somebody, anyone, our community, other communities, your friends, family, I've said enough. But good for Dirt 5 and Codemasters, or I should say Motorsport, for bringing awareness to Mental Health Awareness Week, which ends this weekend. We mentioned it on, if you didn't get a chance to see 4 Wide, it was 4 Wide on Saturday. Saturday I had power outages that were causing my internet to go out. I got booted from the 3 Wide show, and Amir and Devin carried on without me. And none other than Dave Danger Blair, jumped into the hot seat and filled in for me. So it was a little bit of a 4 Wide. We talked about the Olympic event, but things are underway. So the Olympic Virtual Series Motorsport event has begun. Do you have what it takes to qualify for the World Finals? Click on the link below for more information. I should have played the video while I was blabbing away. Well then, Dave, I'm going to reach out to you personally, buddy. If you don't know, I'll make you aware of your mental awareness so that I can then check up on you. I only kid about something because I know Dave Blair so well. I didn't click the link. What do I have? Do I have what it takes? Eligibility. The global online qualification for the Olympic Virtual Series Motorsport event is open to anyone from within the sport mode of GT Sport. I had no idea. I assumed they're just going to go to their global competitors already. They're predetermined almost. However, participation in the world final of this competition will be limited to competitors aged 18 or over at the time of the event. So if you're almost 18, you can get in. In Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and United Arab Emirates, you have to be 21, however. I'm just checking in. Joe, that was the very, very first topic of the day, and it was very favorable if you watch the show later. No, I'm very excited about that. Very excited about the CSL, DD, and pedals for sure. Participation at the World Finals is limited to competitors residing in the following countries, territories, and regions, which looks like it covers most of our world, doesn't? Who's not included in this map? They act like it's like somewhat. Oh, here. So here. Oh, like is Mexico? Mexico's not on here? Yeah, it is. They're in Central and South. Duh. Anyway, alright, so that is going on, and championship structure, online qualification, world final, participation in Olympic event. Anyway, there it is. If you think you have what it takes, forbidden activities, it is forbidden for a competitor to simultaneously participate in the same championship and season with multiple accounts. Forbidden. It is forbidden to participate using another person's account. Unsportsmanlike contact. If players are found to be engaged in they'll be okay. Anyway, that is going on. WRC, the official games, they just had a couple hours ago. They noted that they are aware that one of the stages includes a few road cuts. Top entries in the leaderboard will be reviewed, and penalties will be inflicted to drivers who abuse those cuts, from a time malice to disqualification. Thank you for your understanding. So. Anyway, little shenanigans going on there. That's right, I said it, shenanigans. What are you going to do about it? Race Room with KW Automotive are doing a little 15% sale on Tuning World Bodensee this year virtually. 15% discount on selected products. Code TWB21 Shopping. Free delivery of simulators in Germany. I have never seen this simulator before. Certainly never seen it in person. Anyway, there you go. Little deal going on at Race Room. Thrustmaster, we talked about their new wheel, and until they release them to North America, we won't be able to get our hands on one of these guys. But here is their mapping for F1 2020. So just the default. This game is like really mostly integrated for the F1 franchise. A lot of stuff will work in other things, but it is mostly compatible and made with F1 2020. Anyway, look at all these things you can do. And good. What, you think about a modern F1 driver. They probably have to spend some time with that steering wheel. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess, and anyone who can confirm this, tell me I'm right or wrong. I would imagine that they send the steering wheel to the driver to have it home with an instruction booklet, so that they can refresh with the new wheel each year before they get to the track, because it comes with so many controls you can't be thinking about it. Andrews listens. That is a great question, and something that we have always toyed with. So the developers allowed the cheat. So therefore, is the cheat a cheat? Or is a driver doing their job and finding time in any way, any shape, any form on the track? It is such a fair, relevant conversation topic. I remember this was a topic of Spa when iRacing forgot to have any penalties. So despite getting penalties, they weren't actually doing anything, and it was a controversy. I remember Long Beach a couple of years ago in real life at the IndyCar race where they said, you do not cross this line or we'll give you a penalty, which turned out to may or may not be the case. The rules are there. The rules are there for us to find the limits of the rules. And when broken, they need to make a new rule, not necessarily penalize. I agree, and I can this is one of those ones I can play devil's advocate. I can make the case or the argument for both sides of the topic, Andres, and I completely agree with you 100%, by the way. Anyway, all right, what else? Rick Rotek, this says tonight. That is not tonight. Ignore tonight. Let me can I put a disclaimer up? That's the wrong one, but I don't always get time to let you know in advance of Hot Lap Pump Day. Hot Lap Pump Day will be this coming Wednesday, so I'm not sure the exact date. I know today is the 14th, so Wednesday the 19th will be Hot Lap Pump Day. It starts at 3 o'clock Eastern, or 3 o'clock my time, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern, 3.5 hours to get a good lap in, and then we will take a select group from that and put them into the final race at 9:30 or races. So that'll be coming up. No idea the car track combination, never do, but we'll know next Wednesday, and I will be there. And if you'd like to challenge me, you will show up and see what you got. I'll see what you got, Andres. Andres, I know you'll be there. I'll see what you got, Andres. I'm bringing something this week. I don't know where we're at. I have no idea if I'll have game or not. Simcube, they made an announcement 2 days ago. Ahoy, Simcube 2 R1 and Ultimate Racers. The early access link to download the new online True Drive with a long-awaited profile sharing feature. True Drive Paddock is now available. This is big news. Sim Experience did something very similar with the AccuForce, allowing AccuForce owners to share information so that the wheels would sort of start auto-tuning themselves even if you wanted. Really cool feature, especially for those who can't put the time into tuning it to exactly how they want, kind of go with what the public sees. So for you Simcube drivers, this is great news, and it's the software that I love seeing the stepping up of companies. There are a lot of great direct drive wheels, and I think if you were to single them out, and it comes down to the software in a lot of cases that makes the difference in the way the wheel actually drives. The motors could be almost identical, run them on different software, and have a completely different experience. So when you think of what's coming in the future in the direct drive wheel, I think you're going to see a lot of software updates and changes from all of the direct drive manufacturers that are going to really optimize the direct drive motor for use in sim racing. There's a lot more we can get out of these motors for sure. I guarantee you. All right, what else? SC Software, aka Euro Truck and American Truck Simulator, they have extended their Cruising Iberia event. So they smashed the goal of 250 million kilometers, and they're going to just keep going. So 30,000 truckers have achieved the personal goal of delivering 20 unique Iberian cities. And anyway, so that continues on for entertainment for you truckers out there. And what was this one? I didn't have anything from American Truck. There was nothing new. May 10th? Yes, this is new. American Truck Simulator now has the Goodyear tire pack. so you can get some Goodyear liveries and some authentic Goodyear shoes on your truck. That looks... How cool do those tires look, by the way? I have Goodyear shoes. Not on my... They're on the floor over there. I can't reach them. Literally Goodyear shoes. Alright. Let's look at a few rigs. Let's talk about some Simpit racing. And then let's get on with our weekend. So, I love this picture that was posted on Reddit. Are all aluminum extrusion frames created equally? And the answer to that is no. There are a lot of different... When you use the words aluminum extrusion, profile tubing, 80/20, T-slot, slot and groove, there are many, many different trade names that this stuff goes by. And then you get other things like Series 10, 20, 30 that might talk about the size. But you know, when you really look at the wall thickness, and you really look at some of the other factors, like some of the hardware and how it clips in, how the channels work, there are differences. Not all extrusion frames are created equally. That is a true, or that is my answer to that question. Anyway, cool photo. Just kind of makes you think a little bit. Gotta love the cat. Gotta love the cat photos. Look at the Deathmobile, everybody! Dun da da! Another Deathmobile! This one was by Shink Anson. Shin Kansen? 64. Love a few things about this. This is everything I talk about all the time when we talk about just what does it take to be hardcore sim racer. Well, it takes a Deathmobile, which will cost you like, if you don't have any wood, but you do have a saw and a drill, it'll cost you $85. And a seat, maybe cost you $50 or $100, depending on where you live. And that's all it takes. And that's going to be as good a rig as you're ever going to get. I got to tell you, it's not pretty, but it's as good as any rig you're ever going to get. What's this? Another Deathmobile. Just saw a person who had a cat and bought a rig. I own a rig, but bought a cat. It has proved to be comfortable. And gotta love the cats. I miss my cat. I love my dog, but I do miss the cat I used to have. This one just, I like the sentiment. Again, my first rig. That's a beautiful thing, you guys. You know, I've been sim racing. I don't even know when it really began. Like, what, 94, 95? I mean, if you go back to pole position, you know, sim racing for me began at the age of 13. 12, 10. I'm not sure. I mean, I was playing that top-down racer at the arcade thing when I was like 8 or 9. My real sim racing world began in the mid-90s, 95, 96. And here we are in 2021. And it's still not lost on me how awesome it is when you get your first rig. When you finally go from maybe being that guy playing a console, playing some Forza Horizon, loving it, awesome. And you're like, you know, I hear about this Assetto Corsa. I hear about, was it 89? Was that IndyCar? I can't remember what year IndyCar came out. Yeah, what year was that? I'm Paul Page. I'm Paul Page. Welcome to Indy Racing, or something like that. I can't remember. Is that a decent impression? Anyway, this was posted by JetGlow. Okay, this has gone too far, but I do love him. He's got his Ferrari Pumas. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like it. 93? Wow. I've lost my mind. Yeah, so Grand Prix, okay, what is the real dawn of sim racing? If we were to put a timestamp, and I'd have to look it up the year. So, I believe Grand Prix by Jeff Kamen. Okay, Devin, I can try to pull that off. I have to think, for me, that Grand Prix was the first. I need to go back and look at my chronological order. There are a handful of games that I think really took everything from gaming to just the concept that we would someday be sim racing. And the ones that, for me, really changed things was Grand Prix by Jeff Kamen IndyCar Racing by Papyrus, which is now iRacing. Sports Car GT wasn't as early, but it was like the first one that was like, oh wow, now we're gonna get really serious, right? And that was by the guys who went on to become, that was ISI, which is Image Space Incorporated, which became Studio 397. That is R Factor and everything that is the R Factor family. So those were the 3 games that stepping stone transitioned me from thinking that everything would be Need for Speed or pole position, and then knowing that, wow, we're going sim. We're going sim with this. This isn't going to stay gaming. This driving part of this gaming world is going to go sim. So yeah, so long ago. It's hard to fathom how long ago that was. All right. Yeah, see, Dave Blair, and that was what I said all the way back when, was that those are the games that get you in. Those are the games that get you hooked. And then you meet somebody who's like, hey, did you ever try this? Anyway, Seal Couch, another death mode. I guess you see the theme of the day in our Reddit photos. It's death mode. I don't control this. I just go to Reddit for this one sim racing channel, and a lot of people post their rigs and their wheels. And today was the day that there were 1 million death mobiles sitting there. So, all right, all I have left is 2 things I want to talk about. We have Simpit Racing, which I'm going to leave for the end. So right now I'm going to do something somewhat dangerous, because I'm going to a open posting channel in the Simpit Discord. So last week's show, we kind of joked about the Deathmobile, and then we talked about mullet rigs. To me, what is a mullet rig? We had just seen one. One of the Reddit posts was a mullet rig. And for me, what a mullet rig is a rig that when you sit in it this way, you play it as a sim racer. Here's your wheel, here's your pedals, and it's usually at a desk. And then you can turn your monitor 90 degrees in some cases, and over there you put your keyboard for your desktop, web browsing, emails, all of those. So for me, in my mind, a mullet rig, that business in the front, party in the back, was having one rig that was dual purpose. Now, other people think of it in other ways. There are a lot of different takes on a mullet rig. So I'm going to show a few because we asked people to post their pictures. So let's look at a few. Here's a good corner workstation. Business in the front, party in the back. Get it? All right, here's another. Here's Devin's house. You got business in the front, party in the back. What else we got? This is Jerry Watson's. Business in the front, party in the back. One computer, that's the thing. You know, not everybody has the luxury of 2 computers. One that you can put over there and put your nice desktop or whatever, and a whole other computer that you can have dedicated to sim racing. Or maybe you do first-person shooter and you only have one kick-ass gaming computer. Anyway, nice looking sim setup there, Jerry. Then we got Phil Scrutton, showing his Deathmobile. Look at that. Oh, look at the cat. Aw. That is a beast of a Deathmobile right there, Phil, I will say. That is the most stout, solid looking Deathmobile I've ever seen. Nice view too. Oh, hey. Yep, a little danger. Danger, Will Robinson. All right. Things chained down, tied down, strapped down. Awesome. Dave Blair, business in the front, party in the back. Absolutely, that counts. Another Woody rig. Woody. It's a Woody combined to a rig. I love it. Thank you guys for posting these in our Discord channel. Andrew White with his Deathmobile. Nice looking button box there, by the way. And oh, I see this one. That's literally way over there, way over there. Look at that. Who did that? That was Brandon Carl. What did I see on the? Ooh, look at that computer case, Brandon. That's nice. Who's this one? Yeah, who has the California Speedway? Jerry with the California Speedway Bud Light banner. Current rig from banner. We looked at that. All right, I think we're all done. That's a P1 pedal setup. That isn't. Dog bowls in the back, by the way. All right. I think that does it. Thank you guys once again for posting those. I really appreciate it. Mullet rig. I love it. Get a little cough. All right, let's look at some Simpit race results. Talk about what we have going on and then bring it to a close. It's been a fun show. Let's see here. All right. In the road. Oh, Terry Crouch. Terry Crouch cannot be beaten. You know, I'm going to give a shout out to Terry Crouch. Terry Crouch is one of those guys in our series that he was good for a top 10 finish on any given week. Don't get me wrong. Terry has always been a fast driver. Terry Crouch started doing, driver 61 classes, I think he started doing, and focusing a lot of energy. Stop assuming that he knew what he was doing and let somebody else make some adjustments to what he was doing. And Terry Crouch went from a top 10 driver to completely dominant in the Simpit Road Series against the same people that we always race against. It is really amazing. And if you ever are sitting there wondering, why am I not faster? Why do I suck? You know, it might not be entirely your fault. Are you untrained? I mean, a lot of us just do this. Are you untrained? I mean, think about anything else you do for a career, for a hobby. You know, yeah, you can train yourself, but you're going to miss a lot of tips training yourself. It is really great to get some education. Educate yourself in sim racing. It doesn't always have to be from a paid school. There are plenty of videos on how to be better. Most of it is paying attention, critiquing yourself, not just driving. But congratulations, Terry, on another win on the most dominant season that we've ever had in the Simpit series. So anyway, he won the last race with Randall White coming in second, Kevin Burrows finishing in third. And our season points at this point are Terry Crouch, Randall White, and James Dowling with 3 to go, I think. 3 to go. We're at Okayama this Sunday. Unfortunately, I will not be there. Can't make the race. And then 2 more races after that, Monza and Daytona Road. On the road side of things, or the oval side of things, I'm sorry, Joe Hildinger takes the win at Darlington just last night over Mark Michkowski with Wayne Roberts finishing in third. So when we look there, that was our top 3. Joe Hildinger, Mark Michkowski, Wayne Roberts. And our season points as follows. Mark Michkowski with a 4-point lead over Joe Hildinger, who's only about 10 points back, or Wayne Roberts is only about 10 points back of Joe. So it's very tight in that top 3 with 2 races to go, I do believe. So, nope, Darlington was last night. So the final race of the season, I got to get that trophy printed up. Final race of the season will be this Thursday, May 20th, to declare our champion and the trophy winner in the Simpit Oval Series. We got a little off schedule with the 2 series because the road racing series on Sunday got bumped by a couple of holidays. So we are getting to the end. So like I said, there's only 3 races left in the road series. We will be continuing on the road series, and signups are beginning right now. The season's going to kick off June 20th. So this season, we are going back to open-wheeled racing for the Simpit crowd, and it'll be the Simpit F3 Championship. A lot of guys are really excited about this one. We have some guys who are great in GTs and some guys who are great in open wheel, so we need to kind of bounce it around to give everybody a good shot at the win. So that is starting up now, and you can do signups directly through the Simpit.com. So the website right now is fully set up to give you all the standings, all the results of all the Simpit racing, and allow you to sign up for our various seasons and series. So another one, which is starting June 1st, another one that there's been a lot of anticipation for, that being the Simpit American Muscle Series, sponsored by Ricmotech. Actually, are we calling it the Simpit, Devin? Devin, did I overstep my boundaries there? I know it's on the website. So it is the American Muscle Series featuring the Mustangs. And this has been some of the most competitive racing season after season. And it will be, we already have like 45 people signed up for the Simpit American Muscle Series. So here's the race schedule. Charlotte, Roval, Donington Park, Sonoma Summit. You can read for yourself. But really exciting series, and that starts up June 1st. So again, that end of the season leads into the new season as part of the vibe of the show. So everyone is really pumped up for a lot of this. For a lot of people like myself, I desperately need a reset on the road series because mine was just off to a bad start. Never got any better, and then I've had other obligations keeping me away from the racing. So that is going to do it for today's show. I want you to stay tuned and subscribe here to the Simpit on YouTube. I do have a video coming out tomorrow featuring the new Cube Controls GT0 wheel rim. Did a little review on that just to show you off some of the features, and that's because that was the wheel rim of choice that I used when it came to my next 3D printed wheel project, which you might have seen various parts of that over the last few weeks, but that should be finished up this weekend, and you're going to see the exact how I designed, printed, and built that wheel. So I'm very excited about those videos. Lots of cool DIY stuff going on, lots of reviews coming back online here, and just trying to get everything going at full steam ahead. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Have yourselves a great weekend. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track. Are you still there? Are you still there? I missed the rally. I am so sorry. Thank you so much. Are you there? I hope nobody tuned out. I didn't hit stop. I just hit transfer. So let's go back. I left out the rally guys. The rally guys. Where's my page for that? I thought I had one. No, I guess not. All right, if you go to the Simpit website and go to articles is where you're going to find the results from the rally. So looking at the Simpit Historic Rally Series for the week, I can never read this image, and then it takes me here. Ambrosio winning the event over Davis. I can't read these images, which sucks. Ambrosio wins over Dave Isier for this week's historic race, with TFR sliding into third place, in the words of Devin Booth. Good job to those guys. And on the regular, sorry rally guys, I didn't mean to discount you. I had this page and somehow took it down. These pages, I should say. And this week in the regular Simpit, we run both a historic and a regular rally. This week it was TFR 110 winning the event over Ambrosio in second, with Deadman, our final podium finisher. So you can see TFR and Rosio both had themselves a hell of a week. Good job to everybody in the Simpit Rally Season Series. So I think with that rough ending, I think that brings today's show to a close. Sorry once again, Rally guys. I didn't mean to neglect you. Not at all. Anyway, get out there, do some sim racing, have yourselves a great weekend, and thank you for watching. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.